And if you're not familiar with this game, this was a game that was released previously, and this is going to be a revised edition of that game. But the reason for this campaign is mostly to make it a little bit more available in North America, because this has been a very difficult game to find, at least in this part of the world. But before I get too far ahead of myself, I just want to let you know that this is still not going to be a super easy game to get, because this campaign is only going to be able to offer 100 pledges. So if you are interested in this game, or if you've been looking forward to this game, or if this does end up sounding like a game that you might end up wanting to back, you'll definitely want to head over to the pre-launch page and click notify me on launch to make sure that you're giving yourself the absolute best chance of securing a pledge. But if you're not familiar with this game, this is a challenging cooperative dungeon crawler that offers a scenario-based campaign where your items, injuries, and decisions do carry forward. Each player is going to be playing as their own unique asymmetrical hero equipped with their own unique power and deck of multi-use cards, and you'll be able to use these cards on your turn either to boost a specific action, or you can discard any of these cards to give a minor boost to any action. And the way that players perform actions on their turn is by spending action points in order to move around the rondel, and then also spending whatever remaining action points they have to actually perform that specific action. And if you spend too many action points moving around the rondel, that could leave you with too few action points left over to effectively perform the action that you're trying to perform. But what I think is really interesting about the rondel is you're actually going to be skipping over any spaces that another player currently occupies, which means that you're going to be discounting your movement around the rondel as long as they're not on an action you want to perform. So this could work against you or for you depending on how well the players are coordinating. And the enemy's activation works very similar to this, using their own rondel, but instead you're going to be drawing a card to determine how many positions you're going to be moving around that rondel, and then also how many actions are going to get performed. And you only have to do this once on the enemy's turn, because this single activation will activate all the enemies currently out on the board. And of course, players will be doing all of this to try and survive, but then also complete whatever objectives are specific to the scenario that they're currently playing. And if the players are able to fulfill those objectives before they're wiped out, then the players win the game and they can move on to that next scenario. And like I said, if you're interested in this one, you'll definitely want to click that notify me on launch button to make sure that you get notified, because there's only 100 pledges available for this game. And of course, you can find links to this campaign and any others that I mentioned in the description below. And the next